Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are on lesson 5 in chapter 9, page 637, and it is called Adding Unlike Fractions. So for the past few days, we have been talking about adding fractions that have the same denominator, that have like denominators. So today we're going to talk about what to do when our fractions do not have the same denominator. Let's look at example 1 here. It says, in the morning, an octopus swam for 1/3 of an hour. In the afternoon, the octopus swam for 1/4 of an hour. How long did the octopus swim all together? So we need to find 1/3 plus 1/4. All right, so this is a lot different than what we did before. One way we can do this, so we need to make sure our fractions have the same denominator. We need to make them have the same denominator before we add them together. So how do we do that? Well, we need to find an equivalent fraction for each of these where the denominator could be the same. So we want to find the lowest common denominator. So in order to do that, I'm thinking, okay, what is the lowest common multiple that 3 and 4 have in common? So this is why we learned lowest common multiple that day, so that we would be able to do this. My multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. My multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. So what is the lowest common multiple that they have? Looks like it's 12, right? So I know, so this tells me that I can make the denominator 12. How can I do that? By multiplying. What should I multiply 3 by to get 12? 4. When I multiply 3 times 4, I get 12. And my numerator, it has to be multiplied by 4 as well, and I get 1 times 4 is 4. So my new fraction is 4/12. Okay, 4/12 is equivalent to 1/3. Okay, now I need to change 1/4. So what do I need to do? I need to multiply 4 by something that's going to give me 12. It's going to be 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Now that my fractions have like denominators, I can add them. So I'm going to add the numerator and just bring over the denominator. When I do that, I get 4 plus 3 is 7. Bring over the denominator is 12. So the model shows that 1/3 plus 1/4 is 7/12. I want to show you another way you could do this that is sometimes a little bit easier for kids to understand. And it's called the butterfly method. We do 1/3 plus 1/4. And then just like we did when we were comparing fractions, we multiply diagonally and we get our numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. Multiply diagonally and you get your numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. Multiply across and you get your denominator. 3 times 4 is 12. Much easier, right? So now we are adding 4/12 plus 3/12, and we're getting 7/12, which is the same thing that we got here when we did it a different way. Let's look at another fraction. So for today, I'm going to be using the butterfly method because more children, in my experience, have found that to be the better way to do this. But if you want to find the lowest common multiple, you could do that way too. All right, so example number 2 says, Catalina spent 1/10 of her free time reading and 4/5 of her free time practicing her flute. What fraction of her free time did she spend reading and practicing her flute? So this looks like 1/10 plus 4/5. All right, we got a problem. The denominators aren't the same. We need to make them the same. How are we going to do it? We're going to use our butterfly method. 1 times 5 is 5. That's our new numerator. 10 times 4 is 40. That's our new numerator. 10 times 5 is 50. That is our denominator. So now we have 5 50ths plus 4 50ths, 40 50ths. And what can we get? 5 plus 40 is 45, and then we slide over the 50. So when we do the butterfly method, a lot of times our numbers are going to come out really big like this, and we have to just simplify, simplify, simplify until we get the most reduced version. So I'm thinking these are both divisible by 5. 45 and 50 are both multiples that we see on our 5 times table. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So our simplest form is 9/10. Okay, let's look at the guided practice now. 2/5 plus 1/2. All right, so we have to change the denominator because they are not the same. Let's do our butterfly. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Cross. 5 times 2 is 10. Now we have 4/10 plus 5/10 equals 9/10. And that is our answer. Okay, and the next one, it says 3/4 plus 1/8. Our denominators are not the same, so we need to do our butterfly. 3 times 8 is 24. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 24 over 32 plus 4 over 32 equals 28 over 32. So now stop and think. What times table, if I looked at a multiplication table, where would I find 28 and 32 in the same row? 4, right? Let's divide by 4. If you didn't know 4 right away, but you knew that 28 and 32 are even, you could have started with 2, and then you could just divide by 2 again. Start wherever you think you can start. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So 7/8. All right, today you're going to work on the guided practice, which is on page 639. Let me know if you have any questions.